Why were you not appreciated before 1966?
I thought I was.
By the time you get actual winning of it, are you sort of numb? You are.
Your name isn't called, and I don't know what that feeling is.
Lee Marvin's Hollywood career was legendary, but his final years were far from glamorous. The actor, who brought tough characters to life, faced his own tough battles off-screen. Struggles with alcoholism, a notorious legal fight, and severe health issues overshadowed his later years. As his career declined, Marvin's personal life spiraled, leading to his untimely death. Dive into the untold story of Lee Marvin's hidden tragedies and learn how the real-life hardships of this Hollywood star were as gripping as his iconic film roles. Before Lee Marvin achieved fame as a Hollywood actor, his early life was marked by a blend of adventure, challenges, and a rebellious spirit. Born in New York City in 1924, Marvin came from a family with a distinguished lineage, tracing his roots back to early settlers in Connecticut. His father, a World War I veteran, and his mother, a fashion writer, provided a comfortable upbringing. But young Marvin struggled in school due to dyslexia and ADHD. Despite these academic challenges, Marvin found solace and excitement in the wilderness. He spent weekends hunting in the Everglades during his teenage years, fostering a love for the outdoors and adventure. This independent spirit would later translate into his on-screen persona, often portraying rugged and unconventional characters. Marvin's childhood wasn't without its troubles. He was known for his mischievous behavior, often getting into trouble rather than focusing on his studies. This rebellious streak would continue to shape his personality and ultimately influence his career choices. His behavior, including throwing a roommate out of a window, smoking, fighting, and skipping class, suggested a path of self-destruction. However, the outbreak of World War II and his subsequent enlistment in the Marines proved to be a turning point in his life. Marvin's decision to join the Marines in 1942 was driven by a desire to break free from his sheltered upbringing and prove his toughness. His father, a Marine veteran who understood the harsh realities of war, initially opposed this choice. Nevertheless, boot camp provided the structure and discipline that Marvin needed, though remnants of his rebellious nature remained. This pivotal moment marked a significant shift in Marvin's life, steering him away from a potentially destructive path towards a new chapter filled with challenges, camaraderie, and personal growth within the military. After completing infantry school, Lee Marvin rose to the rank of quartermaster in the Marines. His military accomplishments were notable, particularly as a scout sniper in the 4th Marine Division during the Pacific Theater. Marvin fought in the brutal battles of Eniwetok and Saipan, where he sustained injuries while storming Mount Tapachau. These wounds, inflicted by machine gun fire and a sniper, led to a lengthy recovery period in naval hospitals. The severity of his injuries ultimately resulted in a medical discharge, but not before Marvin was awarded the Purple Heart for his valor. He also received other prestigious decorations, including the Presidential Unit Citation, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the Combat Action Ribbon, and the World War II Victory Medal. These honors were exceptional for a Marine of his rank, especially considering his disciplinary issues, which led to his demotion from corporal to private first class. Marvin's military service, despite its hardships, played a pivotal role in shaping his acting career. He credited his time in the Marines with teaching him how to act convincingly, stating that after experiencing the realities of war, pretending to be rough wasn't so hard. This experience not only honed his acting skills, but also contributed to the gritty, authentic persona he would later embody on screen. After his discharge, Marvin found himself adjusting to civilian life, a stark contrast to the structured environment of the military. However, the resilience and discipline he gained during his service would prove invaluable as he embarked on a new path in the world of acting. Lee Marvin's journey from a war-hardened Marine to a celebrated actor was a serendipitous one, marked by unexpected turns and a dash of good fortune. Upon returning from World War II, Marvin found himself working as a plumber's assistant in Woodstock, New York. This seemingly mundane job would unknowingly pave the way for his entry into the world of acting. One fateful day, while attending to a clogged toilet at the Maverick Theater, Marvin was drawn to the vibrant atmosphere of a summer stock rehearsal. The energy and camaraderie among the actors reminded him of his time in the Marines, sparking a newfound interest in the performing arts. Coincidentally, the director was in need of a tall, energetic replacement for an ailing actor, and Marvin was offered the part. This unexpected opportunity marked the beginning of Marvin's acting career. Before relocating to Greenwich Village, he embraced numerous acting roles, eager to explore this newfound passion. Thankfully, the GI Bill, designed to support veterans' education, enabled him to enroll at the American Theater Wing, where he further honed his acting skills. In 1949, Marvin made his debut in Broadway and off-Broadway productions, showcasing his raw talent and distinctive presence. This led to guest appearances on various television shows in 1950, gradually solidifying his presence in the entertainment industry. By 1951, he made his film debut, marking a significant milestone in his career transition from military service to acting. For the next 14 years, Marvin primarily played supporting roles, often cast as antagonists due to his tall, lean physique and intimidating demeanor. These roles in Hollywood action movies and westerns established him as a reliable character actor, known for his ability to portray tough and menacing characters with convincing authenticity. Lee Marvin's foray into acting began with a series of uncredited roles on stage, starting with the original production of Billy Budd in 1949. That same year, he secured a part in the play The 19th Hole of Europe. His passion for acting ignited, Marvin quickly transitioned to television, appearing in various guest roles in 1950, which paved the way for his debut on the silver screen. Marvin's first film role came in 1951 with the American war comedy You're in the Navy Now. This comedic misadventure about a destroyer crew starred Gary Cooper and marked the film debuts of Jack Warden and Charles Bronson alongside Marvin. His performance caught the attention of director Henry Hathaway, who expanded Marvin's role and introduced him to a Hollywood agent, catapulting his career forward. Despite the film being shot in Hollywood, Marvin chose to remain in California, a decision that would prove pivotal for his future success. Later that year, Marvin secured a small role in Fred Zinnemann's film Teresa. His military experience became an asset during filming, as he offered guidance on realistic infantry movements, costume accuracy, and the proper use of firearms, demonstrating his commitment to authenticity and attention to detail. Marvin's early roles often typecast him as villains, playing mean gunmen, gangsters, or social misfits. However, his talent and dedication eventually led to more substantial roles. In 1952, he appeared in Henry Hathaway's Cold War thriller, Diplomatic Courier, alongside Tyrone Power and Patricia Neal. The following year, he starred in Fritz Lang's police drama The Big Heat with Glenn Ford and in The Glory Brigade, a Korean War film featuring Victor Mature. Lee Marvin's military background made him a natural fit for roles as authority figures and men in uniform. Despite often being cast in minor parts, he consistently landed projects, including appearances in the American anthology series Fireside Theater and Rebound. His early filmography also includes Diplomatic Courier, Down Among the Sheltering Palms, We're Not Married, The Duel at Silver Creek, and Hangman's Knot. Marvin's talent shone through in westerns like The Stranger Wore a Gun, Randolph Scott, and Gun Fury, where he seamlessly embodied the ruggedness and grit of the genre. However, his breakthrough performance came in 1953 with the noir crime film The Big Heat, where he played the menacing villain Vince Stone. This role earned him widespread recognition and critical acclaim, establishing him as a formidable presence in Hollywood. That same year, Marvin shared the screen with Marlon Brando in The Wild One, portraying Chino, the leader of the rebellious motorcycle gang known as the Beatles. The film's success further solidified Marvin's reputation as a versatile actor, capable of portraying both heroes and villains with equal intensity. In 1955, Marvin's performance in Violent Saturday garnered praise for its complexity and depth, adding another dimension to his acting repertoire. He continued to impress audiences and critics alike with roles in A Life in the Balance, Pete Kelly's Blues, and Jane Wyman Presents the Fireside Theater. Marvin's career reached new heights with his lead role in the TV series M Squad, where he played the tough Chicago cop Frank Ballinger. This role propelled him to household name status and showcased his ability to command the screen with his charisma and intensity. Throughout the 1950s, Marvin's career flourished, with diverse roles in both film and television. He continued to challenge himself and expand his acting range, culminating in his memorable performance in the 1969 Western musical film Paint Your Wagon. This marked a significant milestone in his career, demonstrating his ability to adapt to different genres and solidifying his position as a leading actor in Hollywood. The 1969 American Western musical film Paint Your Wagon, directed by Joshua Logan, was a unique and ambitious project set against the backdrop of the California Gold Rush. The story revolves around two unlikely partners, Ben Rumson, played by Lee Marvin, and Pardner, played by Clint Eastwood, who discover gold and establish a mining camp. Their lives take an unexpected turn when they both fall for the same woman, Elizabeth, played by John Seberg, leading to a complex and unconventional polyamorous relationship. Despite its grand scale and high production value, Paint Your Wagon received mixed reviews upon its release. Critics praised the film's music, particularly Lee Marvin's rendition of Wand'rin' Star and the performances of the cast. However, the movie's pacing and narrative structure were criticized, with some finding it overly long and meandering. Over time, Paint Your Wagon has gained a cult following, appreciated for its unique blend of Western and musical genres, as well as its visually stunning cinematography. The film's exploration of unconventional relationships and its commentary on the greed and chaos of the Gold Rush era also resonated with audiences. While it may not have been a critical darling upon its release, Paint Your Wagon has endured as a testament to the ambition and creativity of its filmmakers. Lee Marvin's career reached a new peak with his dual role in the 1965 comedic western Cat Ballou. Based on the novel The Ballad of Cat Ballou, the film paired Marvin with Jane Fonda in a story of revenge, humor, and unlikely alliances. Marvin's exceptional performance as both Kid Shalene, a drunken gunslinger, and Tim Strawn, his evil twin brother, showcased his versatility and comedic timing. Cat Ballou was a critical and commercial success, securing its place as one of the top 10 Western films of all time, according to the American Film Institute. Marvin's outstanding portrayal earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor, a testament to his ability to embody two distinct characters within the same film. The film's plot centers around Catherine Cat Ballou, a young woman who hires the notorious gunslinger Kid Shalene to protect her father's ranch. However, Shalene turns out to be a washed-up drunkard, and Cat must rely on her own wit and resourcefulness to outsmart her enemies. Marvin's dual performance as both the comedic relief and the menacing villain adds a layer of complexity and intrigue to the film, making it a memorable and beloved classic in the Western genre. Lee Marvin's career reached a turning point with his dual role in the 1965 comedic Western Cat Ballou. In this film, based on the novel The Ballad of Cat Ballou, Marvin showcased his exceptional acting range by portraying two vastly different characters: Kid Shalene, a drunken gunslinger, and Tim Strawn, his cold-blooded, noseless assassin twin brother. The film's plot centers around Catherine Cat Ballou, a young woman seeking revenge for her father's murder by the Wolf City Development Corporation. Desperate for help, Cat initially turns to the authorities, but she soon realizes that the sheriff is corrupt and aligned with the corporation. Left with no choice, she reluctantly seeks out Kid Shalene, a legendary gunslinger whose reputation precedes him. Kat's hopes are dashed when she discovers that Shalene is a washed-up alcoholic, more prone to stumbling and slurring his words than facing danger. However, she soon witnesses his hidden talent when, after a few drinks to steady his nerves, he effortlessly dispatches his targets with deadly accuracy. The contrast between Kid Shalene and Tim Strawn is stark and captivating. While Strawn is ruthless, calculating, and devoid of empathy, Shalene is bumbling, humorous, and surprisingly sensitive. Despite his flaws, Shalene's vulnerability and charm endear him to the audience, raising questions about his ability to confront the formidable Strawn. The revelation that Shalene and Strawn are twins adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. Their contrasting personalities and moral compasses create a compelling dynamic that drives the film's plot. While Strawn embodies the archetypal villain, Shalene emerges as an unlikely hero, flawed yet endearing. Cat Ballou, drawn to Shalene's hidden depths, becomes his biggest supporter, encouraging him to overcome his demons and embrace his potential. Their relationship, filled with humor and affection, provides a counterpoint to the film's darker themes of revenge and violence. Lee Marvin's masterful portrayal of both Kid Shalene and Tim Strawn earned him critical acclaim and the Academy Award for Best Actor. His ability to seamlessly switch between the two characters, capturing their distinct personalities and mannerisms, is a testament to his exceptional talent and versatility as an actor. Lee Marvin's dual role in Cat Ballou not only captivated audiences, but also served as a turning point in his career. His portrayal of both Kid Shalene, the bumbling yet endearing gunslinger, and Tim Strawn, the cold-hearted and ruthless villain, showcased his exceptional range and versatility as an actor. The stark contrast between these two characters, sharing the same screen and even the same DNA, added a layer of complexity and intrigue to the film. Shalene's transformation from a drunken mess to a capable hero, fueled by Cat Ballou's unwavering belief in him, resonated with audiences. His clumsiness, penchant for alcohol, and self-deprecating humor made him an endearing figure, while his unexpected moments of bravery and skill showcased his hidden potential. In contrast, Strawn's merciless nature and chilling demeanor served as a perfect foil to Shalene's comedic charm. The film's success can be attributed not only to Marvin's exceptional performance, but also to the clever writing, engaging storyline, and strong supporting cast. However, it was Marvin's ability to convincingly portray two diametrically opposed characters that truly elevated the film and earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1966. During his acceptance speech, Marvin's characteristic wit shone through as he playfully dedicated half of the award to a horse, a nod to his character's equestrian companion in the film. This light-hearted moment endeared him further to the audience and solidified his reputation as a charming and charismatic figure in Hollywood. Following his Oscar win, Marvin's career soared to new heights. He starred in the acclaimed Western The Professionals in 1966, showcasing his ability to lead an ensemble cast and deliver powerful performances. In 1967, he took on the iconic role of Major John Reisman in The Dirty Dozen. A war film that further cemented his status as a major star. As his influence grew, Marvin exerted more control over his projects, notably in the 1967 film Point Blank. This marked the beginning of his collaboration with director John Boorman, which extended to the 1968 film Hell in the Pacific. While Hell in the Pacific was not a commercial success, it received critical acclaim for its artistic merit and further solidified Marvin's reputation as a versatile actor capable of tackling complex and challenging roles. Following his Oscar win, Lee Marvin continued to be a prolific actor, appearing in numerous films throughout the 1970s. While westerns remained a staple of his repertoire, he also explored diverse roles in films like Monty Walsh, Prime Cut, Pocket Money, Emperor of the North, and The Iceman Cometh, demonstrating his versatility and willingness to take on unconventional characters. Despite his extensive involvement in the film industry, Marvin was notoriously private and selective about his friendships. He rarely discussed his colleagues and admitted to disliking his own company, stating, "I can't stand myself. If I could, I'd play the same guy in all my roles." This introspective nature and aversion to socializing with fellow actors led him to forge connections with crew members like stuntmen, gaffers, and prop handlers, whom he found more relatable and down-to-earth. To truly understand Lee Marvin, one must delve into the significant influence of his father, Lamont Waltman Marvin, affectionately known as Monty or the Chief. Monty's presence loomed large in Marvin's life, shaping his relationships and attitudes towards authority. Marvin's decision to join the Marines, a defining aspect of his identity, was directly influenced by his father. Monty's military background and the respect Marvin held for him are evident in the way he referred to his father's outfit, with reverence. This connection to his father's military service played a crucial role in shaping Marvin's worldview and approach to life. Throughout his career, Marvin's interactions with authority figures, whether it was his father, his superiors in the Marines, or directors like John Ford, were influenced by his relationship with Monty. The use of the term "the old man" to refer to his father suggests a complex dynamic, characterized by a blend of respect, admiration, and perhaps a hint of underlying tension. Lee Marvin's admiration for John Ford's affinity for the Navy likely stemmed from his own father's military background. Lamont Waltman Marvin, known as Monty, served in the Navy, and this connection may have fostered a shared appreciation for naval traditions and values. The memories of Monty's shooting skills and his habit of filming himself at a firing range further highlight the influence of military experiences on Marvin's upbringing. However, Monty's emotional restraint and the lingering effects of his wartime experiences cast a shadow over their relationship. Monty's stoicism and reluctance to express affection created a sense of distance between father and son. This, in turn, instilled in Lee Marvin a deep-seated need to please his father and earn his approval, a desire that would continue to influence his actions and choices throughout his life. A poignant anecdote from Marvin's past illustrates the complexities of their relationship. When Marvin was deployed to war, Monty hitchhiked to see him off and entrusted him with his .45 pistol. This gesture, both practical and symbolic, reveals the bond forged between father and son through shared experiences of violence and military service. Marvin's recollection of using his father's pistol in combat and his longing to bring back gold teeth as a souvenir for Monty underscore his yearning for his father's pride and recognition. These desires, rooted in their complex relationship, fueled Marvin's ambition and drive, both in the military and later in his acting career. In retrospect, the relationship between Lee Marvin and his father emerges as a defining force in his life. Monty's influence permeated every aspect of Marvin's personality, from his respect for authority to his unwavering pursuit of validation. Lee Marvin's personal life was as complex and tumultuous as his on-screen persona. He was married twice, with a highly publicized relationship in between that ended in a legal battle. His first marriage to Betty Ebeling in 1952 produced 4 children, 1 son and 3 daughters. Despite the image of a happy family, their union was plagued by Marvin's infidelity and alcoholism, leading to separation and eventual divorce in 1967. Betty later revealed in her memoir that Marvin had an affair with actress Anne Bancroft, shedding light on the challenges she faced during their marriage. After his separation from Ebeling, Marvin began a relationship with actress Michelle Triola. They lived together from 1965 to 1970, during which Triola legally adopted Marvin's last name and became pregnant multiple times, resulting in 2 abortions and a miscarriage. When the relationship ended, Triola filed a palimony lawsuit against Marvin, claiming financial support similar to spousal alimony under California law. She argued that she had given up her career to support Marvin and was entitled to half of his earnings during their time together. The lawsuit made headlines and became a landmark case, establishing legal precedents for unmarried couples in similar situations. Despite the chaos surrounding his personal life, Marvin eventually found lasting love with his childhood sweetheart, Pamela Feely. They reconnected after his relationship with Triola ended and married in 1970. Their marriage lasted until Marvin's death in 1987, and Pamela later wrote a memoir titled Lee, a Romance, detailing their love story. Michelle Triola, born in Los Angeles in 1933, studied theater arts at UCLA and established herself as a singer in the 1950s, performing at a club owned by Jerry Lewis. She also danced in the Broadway production of Flower Drum Song in 1958. Her path crossed with Lee Marvin in 1964 when she had a small role in the film Ship of Fools. Their relationship quickly escalated, with Marvin leaving his wife within months and moving into Triola's Hollywood apartment. They later settled in a Malibu house that Marvin had found. During their 6 years together, Marvin, who had achieved fame and fortune with his Oscar-winning performance in Cat Ballou, allegedly asked Triola to give up her career, promising to provide for her financially. In May 1970, Triola legally added Marvin to her name, signifying their commitment to each other. However, their relationship abruptly ended when Marvin evicted her from their Malibu home in June. He married his childhood sweetheart, Pamela Feely, in October, and by November, he had stopped the monthly allowance he had been giving Triola. In response to Marvin's actions, Triola, represented by the prominent divorce lawyer Marvin Mitchelson, filed a lawsuit against him in 1972. She sought half of the $3.6 million Marvin had earned during their cohabitation, arguing that she had sacrificed her career and deserved financial compensation based on their oral agreement to share their earnings. The case, dubbed the Palimony lawsuit, became a media sensation and a landmark legal battle. During the trial, both Marvin and Triola took the stand, offering conflicting accounts of their relationship. Triola tearfully expressed her love for Marvin, while he vehemently denied reciprocating those feelings. The judge ultimately sided with Marvin, emphasizing inconsistencies in Triola's testimony and concluding that the promises made during their relationship were not legally binding. Judge Arthur K. Marshall's ruling in the Marvin v. Marvin case denied Michelle Triola's claim for $1.8 million, stating there was no agreement obligating Lee Marvin to share his wealth. Instead, he awarded her $104,000, deemed rehabilitative, to help her regain independence after their relationship. Marvin's attorney considered this award generous, but Triola found the term rehabilitation insulting, although she believed she had achieved something meaningful by bringing the issue of unmarried couples' rights to public attention. After the lawsuit, Triola began a relationship with actor Dick Van Dyke in 1976. They lived together at the Marina City Club and later in Malibu. She even appeared in an episode of his TV series Diagnosis Murder in 2001. Despite not marrying, they established a written contract to avoid the legal issues that arose during her previous palimony case, which had taken a toll on her health and caused her hair to turn gray prematurely. Meanwhile, Lee Marvin married his childhood sweetheart, Pamela Feely, in 1970, and they remained together until his death in 1987. As Marvin grew older, his career gradually declined, with fewer leading roles coming his way. His final notable performance was as the sergeant in Samuel Fuller's 1980 war film, The Big Red One. This film marked the end of an era for Marvin, whose star power had begun to fade in the twilight of his career. Despite his Oscar win and the success of The Dirty Dozen, Lee Marvin's career experienced a decline in the 1980s. Films like Death Hunt, Gorky Park, and Dog Day failed to achieve commercial success, and his television endeavors, including the sequel The Dirty Dozen: Next Mission, met a similar fate. Marvin's struggles with alcoholism, stemming from his wartime experiences, continued to plague him throughout his life. A notorious incident during the filming of The Dirty Dozen involved Marvin being found intoxicated at a pub just before a scene with Charles Bronson. After being forcibly brought back to set and given coffee to sober up, Bronson reportedly threatened Marvin's life in a fit of rage. Fortunately, the situation was resolved, and the filming proceeded without further incident. However, Marvin's health deteriorated due to his heavy smoking and drinking habits. In December 1986, he was hospitalized for over 2 weeks due to complications related to a fungal infection. The treatment with steroids led to major intestinal ruptures, requiring a colectomy. Tragically, Marvin passed away from a heart attack on August 29, 1987, at the age of 63. Lee Marvin's legacy is a complex one. He was a talented actor capable of portraying both charismatic heroes and menacing villains. His Oscar win for Cat Ballou cemented his place in Hollywood history, and his roles in films like The Dirty Dozen and Point Blank are considered iconic. However, his personal demons, particularly his battle with alcoholism, ultimately contributed to his decline in health and eventual demise. In his later years, Lee Marvin's health declined due to complications arising from his long-standing battle with alcoholism. In December 1986, he was hospitalized for over 2 weeks due to a fungal infection called coccidioidomycosis. The treatment with steroids led to further complications, including intestinal ruptures and respiratory distress, ultimately resulting in cardiac arrest and his untimely death on August 29, 1987, at the age of 63. Despite his celebrated acting career, Marvin's proudest accomplishment remained his service in the Marine Corps during World War II. This is evident in his burial with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery, where his headstone bears no mention of his Hollywood fame, simply stating, Lee Marvin, PFC, Marine Corps, World War II. This choice reflects his deep-rooted pride in his military service and his belief in its enduring significance compared to the fleeting nature of celebrity. Marvin's disillusionment with the fickleness of fame is encapsulated in his famous quote, "Ah, stardom. They put your name on a star on the sidewalk on Hollywood Boulevard. and you walk down and find a pile of dog manure on it. That tells the whole story, baby. This cynical yet insightful observation reveals his understanding of the superficiality of celebrity and the ephemeral nature of public adoration. In contrast, Marvin viewed his military service as a defining experience that shaped his character and instilled in him values of duty, honor, and sacrifice. This perspective sheds light on his decision to prioritize his military identity on his headstone, a testament to the lasting impact of his wartime experiences and the profound sense of pride he derived from serving his country.